Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
And Joy Nightingale.
And today we have landed right here in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Now, if you are a horror movie fan, the name Monroeville might sound familiar. That's right. In 1978, George Romero's Dawn of the Dead took place right in that mall. No, we're not here to do filming locations. In this mall, there is a Living Dead museum. And we like zombies. And there's a museum for zombies. We figured we had to check it out. And that's what we're about to do. So if you like zombies, you should like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Ring the notification bell. Comment down below, what is your favorite zombie movie of all time? I'm representing mine. Joy, what's your favorite?
I do like Evil Dead.
Don't get me wrong, I am a Romero fan too. I would love 1968 Night of the Living Dead or 1978 Dawn of the Dead. I also love Day of the Dead. But yeah, I'm excited. I am excited that it's actually in the mall that they filmed Dawn of the Dead. That's pretty cool. They got trucks blocking all the entrance. Look at that. Should we get them now or tonight?
There's nothing blocking anything. No trucks.
I know, Joy. I'm doing Tom Savini, Dawn of the Dead. He was the biker, and I wrote the column, the whole night.
Okay.
I know. We could go walk right in, and that's what we're about to do. Okay. So step right up. Let's go for this ride. Love, we just walked in the mall. As soon as we came in, celebrating our history, Monroeville. They already have movie poster, Dawn of the Dead. 4 main actors in the movie. The 2 cops. The news producer and her weather pilot boyfriend. Some pictures of Romero. Sculpting a bust of Romero. Foreshadowing for a few minutes.
Pretty cool.
Certified the largest gathering of zombies involved 894 participants at Monroeville Mall, Monroeville, Pennsylvania, United States on the 29th of October 2006. I love in the mall they actually have a bust of Romero, and if you're looking for this in the mall, it's at the far end on the first floor near Dick's Sporting Good. George A. Romero, 1940 to 2017. One of the founding fathers of the Pittsburg film industry, George Andrew Romero was born on February 4th, 1940 in the Bronx, New York. Using his uncle's 8mm camera, he made his first film at age 14. George came to Pittsburgh in 1957 to study art at Carnegie Tech. 6 years later, his production company, The Latent Image, began to produce local TV commercials and industrial films. In 1967, Romero and his partners began production of their first feature, a horror film entitled Night of the Living Dead, which changed the course of the genre forever. 10 years after his debut, George Romero, having now accumulated a loyal family of local performers, artisans, and laborers, began filming a sequel to his now legendary cult classic, filmed at the Monroeville Mall, the winters of 1977 through 78. Dawn of the Dead cemented his position as a true American visionary. The neighbors are scary enough when they're not dead. George A. Romero. Awesome bust. Great smile. Look at those chompers. They look like they'd want some brains. And if you leave the bust right up this escalator, there it is. The Living Dead Museum. Here we go. Living Dead Museum. Pittsburgh premier horror museum. Look, Joy, this guy was dying to come to the Living Dead Museum. Awesome. Every year, one time they have the Living Dead weekend. They won't stay dead. Night of the Living Dead. They keep coming back in bloodthirsty lust for human flesh. Pits the dead against the living in a struggle of survival. All about the making of Dawn of the Dead. Talking how Dario Argento helped produce the movie and different stuff on the production here. It was Romero's The Undead. That's what modern zombies come from. Before, it was like the voodoo zombies.
Sweeping the eastern third of the nation is being committed by creatures who feast upon the flesh of their victims. first eyewitness accounts of this grisly development came from people who were understandably frightened and almost incoherent. Bring this to you.
It's cool how the museum set up. Like the first area is Night of the Living Dead. Have the zombie that was in the cemetery. Some interesting facts. I like that the blood was actually Bosco chocolate syrup. Consumed flesh consisted of roasted ham and entrails from butcher shops. I also like some of the movie posters from other countries and different languages.
Radio and locked doors.
Screen use Sheriff McAllen's ammo belt.
We're able to report a definite CIA.
With some Dawn of the Dead at the Jim Crute helicopter zombie. Oh, that's a great zine. He was walking and the helicopter blades did him right in. Look at this, we actually have the original elevator with zombie Steven. After he got bit. You see the bites on his neck? You see there he is getting attacked in the elevator. But the fact that they actually have the old JCPenney elevator in here is insane. Original production props from 1978. Can I lend you a hand? I hope I don't put my foot in my mouth. Oh man. Tom Savini's cutout machete from Unidentified Productions.
He signed it too.
Yeah. Wait, Flashdance? I don't remember zombies in that. Or Zack and Mira Make a Porno. That was a different kind of movie I saw. That's what I like. Some of the old postcards. So how the mall looked back then. Awesome little model of the mall. Even mini zombies and the people are afraid. My question is, doesn't that clock remind you of the It's a Small World clock at Disneyland? It's a zombie land after all. It's a zombie land after all. Oh, the Ice Palace. It's now the food court. Okay, so that's why Flashdance here. In addition to Dawn, the mall served as location for several film productions, such as Flashdance and Zack. Okay, that makes more sense. Maybe the real clock didn't look like It's a Small World, but the miniature one does. Next room is more about the man, George Romero. Because like I said, even though it's the Living Dead Museum, it's not about one movie. It's more about zombies, his life work. So we have a screen-used hall door from the movie The Crazies. This is cool, the George Romero filmography. Starting from this is probably when he was 14 on the 8mm camera up till when you see things were getting started. Picture segments, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and The Night of the Living Dead. So a lot of these, not all, I don't know what the amusement park is. I'd like to see that one day. It is crazy how you see Night of the Living Dead was 68, then Dawn of the Dead 78, Day of the Dead 85. But the last three things, Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, Survival of the Dead, all took place within a 4-year period from 2005 to 2009. Awesome wall. Mall of Fame. Get it? Because we're in a mall instead of a Hall of Fame, but it's not mall spelled like mall. It's mall spelled like an animal mauls you. Mall of Fame. It's the Romero zombie version of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, established in 2009 in our original zombie attraction in the Monroeville Mall. The stars and producers of George A. Romero's Dead films have been inducted one by one to our mall wall by leaving their bloody handprints and signatures for our patrons to view and discuss. They're coming to get you, Barbara. I think it's funny how they had this wall section, but then they filled it, so they just started expanding on these boards. Bill Moseley. They're horny. They've been dead a long time. We actually have Bob from Day of the Dead. We have Blonde Zombie right next to Say Goodbye, Creeps, Tom Savini. And I like the photos, actually seeing the people put their handprints on the Wall of Fame. Timeline of the Living Dead. One little independent Pittsburgh, PA-based film in 1968 influenced pop culture and the entertainment industry so profoundly that horror films, video games, comics, cartoons, and even the way we think about monsters and Halloween would be unrecognizable today without it. That film is Night of the Living Dead, and this timeline represents its influences on pop culture to present day. And you would think maybe the museum was built and that was the end of it. But no, it's staying present. 2021. We have Batista in Army of the Dead. Then we have Plaid Shirt Zombie, Dawn of the Dead. 1979 Zombie. A Michael Jackson from Thriller. Then we have Day of the Dead. We have some Bob over here. I like seeing it. 92 Simpsons did it. The first zombie-themed TV episode happened on the Halloween episode Treehouse of Horrors 3, where zombies invade Springfield. Even Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. The Dawn of the Dead and Shaun of the Dead. It's the remake, Dawn of the Dead, 2004. Land of the Dead, Walk of the Dead. There's one of my favorite. Oh, Zombieland. She was not alive nor dead, just a white zombie. With Dracula Lugosi. I love it actually said Dracula Lugosi. But Joy, when we were outside, you said your favorite zombie movie, Evil Dead. Yep. I think we saved the best room for last. Oh, that's right. We have an Evil Dead sets, windows and shutters from Screen Used Cabin and Evil Dead 2. Oh, it's the cabin wall. Look at this. Evil
Window
Walking
frame.
Forestry. This.
Oh, a little bit on the roof.
Here we have some. And then we have the whole front facade of the Evil Dead work shed. The Living Dead Museum presents the original Evil Dead work shed from the movie Evil Dead 2. Not like just a panel over the door. No, the whole front facade. They had to take out their drop ceiling to fit this in here. These are prop lookalikes. They're not really there, but we have the chainsaw and the boomstick. It's the prop replica, so they actually have where his hand would go in, even though this is still just a replica. And that's it. Looks like we're about to exit through the gift shop after we pass some cool production stills for the Night of the Living Dead in that cemetery. It's not that far away. Oh, yeah. See, there's Helicopter Zombie. Living Dead Museum. Pretty cool. You have fun, Joy?
I did.
I knew it was now in a store in a mall. I didn't know how big it was going to be. Way bigger than I thought it was.
I thought it was going to be tiny going into it, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Good collection of props and film use, stuff like that. And it isn't, like I said, only Living Dead. It's a lot of zombies, not Night of the Living Dead per se or Dawn of the Dead per se. There are there, of course, because we are in the Monroeville Mall. George Romero made zombie horror here in the Pittsburgh area. But the fact that they had stuff like from Evil Dead 2 and other movies made Joy very happy.
Did.
So much that, wait till you see everything we got.
Oh my. I'm starting little.
You scare me. Oh no, you slay me. Horrific humor cards. Let's see what we got. Let's crack this bad boy open. All right, we got human in a box, a little Jack in the Box, a little animal trap. Don't buy any green bananas. Telling him how he's gonna die from eating green bananas. Tonight, let's eat Italian. Get it to digging up someone to eat because his last name is an Italian name. So Hopkins, how is it going with those space eggs? It looks like we have a face hugger from Aliens. I don't know what's wrong. I was up all day again. You see, he has some vampire fangs. We're back to the beginning. Boom! Awesome cars. We have little facts like Boris Karloff made his last Broadway appearance in what play? The Lark, 1955. Got some little questions. Good find. Some little collectible cards. I like it. All right, we started off small. Let's go on.
2 pins, because us and pins.
We started a pin board in our bedroom, so we have to add to it. So we have one for the museum and one for Night of the Living Dead, right when they're in the cemetery. Awesome shot. Awesome pins, too. Joe got a t-shirt.
Joe did get a t-shirt. They had really cute museum ones.
But they didn't have my size.
They didn't have his size, but I saw one that I was like, oh, Joe, you should get this because, Pittsburg.
It is, I might not be a sports fan, but I do know it's Pittsburgh Steelers colors. Next thing is my favorite thing we got at the gift shop to the museum. Night of the Living Dead lunchbox, but it gets even better. They rarely come with it. It got the thermos. Yeah, very nice. I am Lunchbox, another lunchbox for the collection.
We do have a lunchbox.
Now, like we were saying, Joy loves Evil Dead. So, did she get an Evil Dead t-shirt or a lunchbox?
They didn't have an lunchbox.
Nothing like that. But what she did get was...
I got a cabin hallway door piece.
From the actual cabin, hallway door, screen used, boom, EvilDeadWorkshed.com. That's so cool. Cabin hallway door, date 9/3/22. That means they might have just not even had those merch. That's a new type of merch right there. That's pretty cool. We like our movies, so I actually have piece from screen used pieces from Evil Dead 2. Yeah, I think that's good. See, she loves 80s horror. But I think we could call it Joy. What do you think?
I think so.
All right. So we recommend it. Highly recommend it. You like horror films? Check this out. Very cool. But we can call it now Living Dead Museum here at the Monroeville Mall, where they filmed Dawn of the Dead. All right. Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels.
Good eats.
And live life. What are you doing? Joy, what are you doing?
I'm hungry.
That mall got you all confused.